3, 2, 1. YouTubers talk about, a lot of people ask me about, hey, what happens with sex in jail, gays in jail, stuff like that, you know. To be honest with you, and there's also something I want to talk about with, you know, the bad side of things that happen in there. Like you're seeing a lot of American movies where the grape and the forced happens. Anyway, first things first. It does happen in there. Obviously, it happens in there. Most of it, 90% of it, is consensual. For the gay guys that are doing it, no one cares. Like, no one actually cares. No one's like, bro, you don't fucking do that, rah, rah. Then, obviously, there's no kissing and stuff like that in the pod because other blokes just don't want to see that shit, you know. But as for, like, if it happens in the cell, blokes don't care. There's a few dark horses in there that'll try and get a little bit of action, but most boys, especially the ones that are comfortable in their own skin, will be more nicer to the gay guys, really, because they're not a threat. You know, in jail, it's a lot of threat of violence from people and, you know, who's running the pod, who's doing this, who can fight. So when a gay guy comes along, or a tranny or something, someone with a feminine energy, people aren't threatened. So or an older bloke, it's always like, you know, that non-threatening energy. A young kid, a small, you know, small man, someone that's really small. It's always like, oh, hey, bro, how are you? You need anything? Anyone message with you? Let me know. Like all that shit. There are some people that keep it dark, and then when they get it, sometimes they'll get exposed, you know. If they don't, once they get with a gay guy or a tranny or whatever it might be, and they get exposed, they really don't like it and they get embarrassed. But that's when blokes will tease you. If you're not comfortable with it, and you know how blokes are, just like kids. If you're comfortable with it and you don't care, no one's going to tease you because you don't care. But as soon as you know, people find out that you're doing shit that you're trying to hide, boys are going to start teasing you, you know. They're going to fucking rip it to you until you admit it. Anyway, so there's that type of thing going on. There's relationships going on. Boys don't really care. No one gives a shit, you know. Unless you've got some tendencies yourself and you're jealous of what another man's doing with another man, no one gives a fuck. You know what I mean? There's some people are like obviously really homophobic, but in jail, and I think you'll notice off, you know, any gays that have been to jail that have been worried about going in there, they'll actually find that they're treated a lot better inside by criminals than they are on the street, probably. All right, so brings us to the issue of forcing, right? So the issue of, does this happen in jail? People getting raped all the time and stuff like that. It does happen sometimes, you know, and it takes a real sick individual to go through with it or do it. My guess would be that it would happen in strict protection a lot more than it would happen anywhere else, where it's not consensual, because there's no one really in strict protection. It's all offenders and stuff like that, you know. So them type of people are in there, but it does happen in other places. You do hear about it. Them boys that force, that some men aren't going to admit it. Some men are going to be like, nah, they're not going to say nothing because they're embarrassed or whatever, and they don't want to look weak, so they just say nothing, or they might have the fear of God put into them. One of the guys that done it might be, you know, say like one of the brothers or one of the lebos or one of the that's and their crew's running the pod and they got the power there, so you can't really say nothing against them. You know what I mean? You get taken out. In saying that, then sometimes boys will say, oh, listen, this guy did that, you know, like when it's a really weak person or someone that I guess, well, anyone that's getting stood over for it, no one cares, but people do care, sorry. So boys will take them out, you know what I mean? Like if you find out someone's been raped or there's someone that's raped another man in there, they're going to get taken out, you know what I mean? Especially if it's proven, like 100%, boys are going to get together and go, fuck this cunt, you know? No one wants him in the pod. It's not like America. It doesn't happen like that in Australia. In Australia, that shit goes down, boys will take you straight out, you know? Especially if we find out, boys find out that there's a man raping other men in there, bang, you're gone, bro. Fucking bang. Have your nuts kicked through your chest, you know what I mean? Like straight up. Case to this guy. This guy actually beat his charges, you know what I mean? But did he beat him because he was judge alone? They didn't have sufficient evidence or what, you know? But it's a bit suspicious that 3 people have put forward this same claim. So his name's Ray Garland. He's 52 or something. Spent most of his life, he's probably 60 now. Anyway, spent most of his life in jail, calls himself a lifer, done like 30 plus years at this point. 3 blokes come forward and say, all right, this guy raped me. it's like situations where it's like happens in the yard and stuff, because I think in Queensland it's all one out. So it's like they've gone into the toilets and he's had a thing with them. One bloke said it just happened once. He did it to me, rah rah. So he's denied that, said, no, that never happened. Another bloke said he did the same thing to me in a toilet and it happened 3 times. He said that was consensual. So he's admitted to it. So there is some weird things in the story where he's not just gone, no, that didn't happen and that didn't happen. He's gone, yeah, that happened, but that didn't happen. So I don't know if some blokes jumped on the bandwagon to try and get some compensation, or they don't like the bloke or something like that. But I have had someone on the channel before that it's happened to up there. It wasn't by this guy, it was by another guy. But so this guy's put his thing up. I'll get a picture of him, 1 sec. Sorry, guys. So yeah, they've said no to it. Here he is. I'll just open it so you don't see the people's name. So he beat it, but they're both saying, yep, in the toilet, rah rah, he took me in there, forced it on me. And it can happen in there. I know a crew bloke at I forget his name, but I know the boys got him at Goulburn. He did it to someone at a different jail too. It happened at a different jail. He ended up getting charged with it. They put him in the SMAP yard, so it's like the boneyard, but it's not like where the S offenders and the dogs are. It's more just like the people with dramas go there. And sometimes they'll slip people like that with S offences and that. So they put him in there. They jumped all over him, held his legs apart, jumped on his nuts and everything, and just, absolutely went to town on him. So this guy right there, that's who we're talking about. So Raymond Garland, that's him. 2020. It says on there he was 52, but for some reason it says 24 here. I'm pretty sure this happened in 2014. So this happened. The offences happened in 2014, but they brought him up on him later. It's kind of, yeah, it is very rare that things like that will happen, or very rare that you'll hear about it. It could be happening more. I'm thinking that it would happen more than anybody would talk about, because most men don't want to talk about it. It's like DV, you hear about women all the time, women victims and all that, because they're always going to come forward, you know what I mean? And then even if it hasn't happened to them, they'll still come forward, especially when they're putting posts out saying you can get $15,000 if you tell on your man and you break up with them. Bang, let's get 15 grand and put him in jail. Fuck that dog. Like, straight up, like that happens a lot. So yeah, that's why a lot of people in DV charges don't get attacked in jail, really, unless it's like absolutely proven, or the photos come out of the girl where she actually has been physically assaulted. When it's just like an allegation, people don't know, because it happens way too much, and that's the women doing the shit goes fault, because if you just told the truth, then the ones that actually did it would all get hurt, but because you're throwing a bunch of people in there that didn't. But anyway, in just saying that, that's got nothing to do with this, really. It's just a comparison of men don't tell when they get bashed by women, just like men don't tell when they get assaulted like that, because men have a sense of pride. Yeah, but apart from that, that's what happens in jail, with sex in jail. People get taken out. I'm not sure if he got taken out, but he got charged, beat all 3 charges, so that he could be completely innocent, and these could just be blokes that were embarrassed by what went down, He could have lured them with bupe or ice or something like that and said, come on, bruh, do that. I have been in a jail before where boys were telling me one of the other pods had this young kid in there, and it was fucked up, man. I was like, what the fuck are people doing over there? But he started just doing that. I don't know if he was gay. Apparently he wasn't gay before he came in, but he started doing that to boys, getting packets of ox, and this was when I was younger, weed, and just started getting all this stuff off everyone. Yeah, crazy, eh? But who knows? Maybe he liked it, and maybe he'd just coming out of the closet. He thought, fuck it, let's come out of the closet. Who knows? But it does happen in there. It's not like American. It's not like what you see in the movies. It is rare, but it's not so much frowned upon, like I said. If you're in a relationship or you want to do that in yourself, whatever, no one gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Only people with gay tendencies give a shit. Like, some people tell me about other blokes and they go, oh, bro, he rooted a tranny or a bloke. Like, I don't know what to say to that. Like, I 100% do not care. I only care, like, if they're denying it, then I'm like, yeah, you know, you're going to say shit because till they admit it. But I've got a friend that it happened with, you know, and he ended up getting with the tranny at one point, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? But then he just, oh, whatever, you know, so you can't really tease a bloke like that. I've had blokes that, you know, under suspicion. I seen a bloke talking through the wall to one, telling that on its knees, pretending to do that. Bro, we walked up. I actually have a video clip of it. I'll put it in at the end of this video. There's a video clip of it. It's very hard to make out because of the camera phone I had in there. It was like a very dodgy camera phone. But yeah, he was we were teasing him about that, you know. He's like, come, follow it, come on. My friend Cody's like, listen to this. So we snuck up, listened to him, and go, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And he's talking to the pod next door. Their yard was right next to us, and there was a crack in the wall. And there was like trannies and all that. There was like strict protection over there, which is where they put trannies, or they might put them in SMAP sometimes too. But that was kind of wild, yeah. But that's Sex in Jail for you. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Please become a member too to support the channel. There will be, for them top tier members, there's going to be some really exclusive stuff. If you want training videos, it's going to be only for them top tier members. So you're pretty much paying $10 a week for fucking personal trainer to learn all the shit. You know, I'll take you through workouts, teach us how to do things like properly and good. And most of it's body weight, you know, and you can just look like this, bro. You know, you look mad, you look freaky. Best training, over 30 years experience in training, even though I'm only 21. You're not getting it off a bloke that, you know, trained for 6 or 7 years and became a personal trainer. And they think they know shit, bro. I know shit. I've been through so much training and all that. And I'll take you through training you've never been through. You can go now, like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. We're going to have live, and they could just pop up any time, but I will try to plan them for the time. As soon as I know the time, then I'm going to interview people. I'm going to put them on, and the members will be able to ask questions at the end of the interview and see stuff before it's edited out. You can go now. All right, I can't find it, but I can find this clip. All right, I'm going to show you this clip, and it's, we're all gone. We're all off our heads. Old mate's teaching us how to, you know, do moves on chicks, all right? Funny cunt, off his head. He's just come in. Shout out to Benny. Teaching us how to drop it in. You're laughing at me. You just realised I was filming. Fucking okay. Yeah, I got him. I don't know why I can't find the other one. I've got all my jail things in one thing, but I think I'd have to swipe right back, you know, because I uploaded them to my Google. Anyway, you can go now.